Hello folks, this is Tom Martin. This is my lottery strategy game, Decoding the Powerball guessing game. I'm picking my numbers in a drawing on March 1st, 2023. If you'd like to support my game, Decoding the Powerball, then please go to my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/Decoding the Powerball. Thank you, and please subscribe. Okay, so if you've never seen my videos before, the object of my game is for you to correctly eliminate groups of numbers. There are 69 white ball numbers in the Powerball lottery. Only 5 numbers can come up as winners, so that means 64 numbers can't come up at all. So for me, I think it should be easier to pick the numbers that won't be coming up than the 5 that actually do. Okay, in this video I'll be updating and making my picks. Okay, so what you're looking at here is what I call the game card. This is a format that I came up with where I eliminate the numbers and try to get it down to the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so you can see that I have 5 numbers on my game card. It's red, orange, green, blue, and purple. And these 5 colors represent the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so first things first is I'm going to go to the Powerball homepage to find out what 5 numbers just barely came up. And it was the 16, 28, 49, 51, and 55. The Powerball number was the 23, but right now I'm only concerned about these 5 correct winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so right here I put it at the top of this list. Again, it was the 16, 28, 49, 51, 55. And now I'm going to put some colors to it like I did here in the past. Okay, so you can see this game card says February 27th, 2023. That's where I'm going to get the colors from. And then I'm going to update my game card to March 1st. Okay, so the first one is 16. That was a purple number. The 28 was purple. The 49 was green. The 51 was purple, and the 55 was purple. So again, 16, 28, 51, 55 were all purple numbers. Then the 49 was green. Okay, so now the question is, how many colors did I have total? Okay, so I had 2 colors total. And now up here I'm going to make this 217 color code drawings I kept track of so far. And now a 2 color combination has now come up 15 times. Okay, so you can see the majority of the time a 3 color combination comes up. It's come up 104 times. Okay, so now I'm going to update my game card to March 1st. So I'm going to get rid of all these colors and start from scratch. Okay, so my color code is right here. Here's the red numbers, then the orange, green, blue, and whatever's left over is purple. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer these 15 numbers in the red area over to the game card as red numbers. Okay, so I'm going to start in with the 16, the 28, the 49, 51, and 55. The next line down is the 11, the 24, the 58, the 66, and 67. And the last line is the 11, which is already taken, so the 19, the 39, 44, and 65. So again, I'm going to make these red. And now I'm going to count how many red numbers I have. So over here I got 3 and 2 are 5, 1's 6, 3 are 9, 1's 10, and 4 are 14. So up here I'm going to leave this alone at 14. And now I'm going to move on to the orange. So I'm going to transfer these 20 numbers over to the game card as orange numbers. Excuse me. Okay, so starting with the 3, the 17, 26, 38, 54. The next line down is the 8, the 21, the 31, 32, and 37. The next line down is the 31, 32, which is taken. The 54 is taken, so the 60 and 63. And the last line is the 17, 26, 37, which is all taken, and then the 61, and then that 65 is taken. So again, I'm going to make these orange. Now I'm going to count how many I have on my game card. So I got 2, 4, 3 are 7, 1's 8, 2 are 10, and 3 are 13. So up here I'm going to change this to 13. And now I move on to the green numbers, and then the blue, and then whatever's left over is purple. But you can see I already did this, so I'm just going to copy and paste. And this is my game card for March 1st, 2023. Okay, so again, I had 14 red, 13 orange. Turned out that I had 16 green, 15 blue, and 11 purple numbers. Okay, so why is this important to do this, okay? This color coded thing. Because I noticed by having this color code like this gives me double digit results as far as double digits per color. Okay, and it's consistent like this. So every drawing, or mostly every drawing, I have double digits. So the thing is that when you have consistency, then things can get predictable. Okay, so again, I pointed out that the majority of the time a three color combination comes up. So that means the majority of the time two colors are not coming up, and that's what I want to focus on here. I want to try to correctly guess what color group will not be coming up, and I want to eliminate those numbers off of my game card. Okay, so my first clue that I'm going to use to pick what color group will not be coming up is I'm going to try to correctly guess what the majority of the numbers will be. Will they be the majority of odd numbers or the majority of even numbers? Okay, so as I look at this, I see it's a single odd, single, 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 and then finally it doubles up. So I'm going to predict that it's going to double up here, and that this next drawing will be the majority of odd numbers. So I want to pick out the color group that has the most even numbers to it. Okay, so I'm going to start in with the red. So I got one even number, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 even numbers out of 14, so that's not very good. Okay, so moving on to the orange. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 13. That's not very good either. So the green, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9 out of 16. That's not too bad. Okay, and then blue, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 15. And then the purple, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 11. Okay, so the best ones is the 16, the green one and the blue one. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with the blue. Okay, so it's just a gut feeling. It's either the green or blue for me, and it has one less number to it, so I'm gonna go with blue. So I'm going to block out these blue numbers because I don't believe that they're going to come up. Okay, so when I block out numbers like this means I'm not even going to consider these numbers when I'm picking what I think would be the 5 white winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so here's the thing. The question is, can a blue number come up? Absolutely it can. Okay, so this is where the betting comes in. Okay, so I'm going to spend $3 on a Powerball ticket, which includes the power play. So in other words, I'm betting my $3 that none of these blue numbers will come up. Okay, so another thing too is, if, and the big word here is if I made the correct pick and none of these blue numbers come up, then I just reduce the odds for myself a little bit, giving myself a little bit better chance at winning some kind of prize in the Powerball lottery. Okay, so moving on to my next strategy, and that's the individual numbers. Okay, so over here you can see that here's the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers, the 16, 28, 49, 51, 55. Okay, and this 4 represents that I hit 4 out of 7 groups. Okay, so let me reduce this down for you so you can see the whole card. So basically what I did here is I took all 69 numbers and I divided it into 7 groups. Okay, so group number 1 here, 1 through 9, this is the only group with 9 numbers, where the other 6 have 10 numbers for 69 numbers. Okay, so let me blow this back up. Okay, so you can see right here I have the 16, which is purple, and I'm going to follow this line until I find the 16 right here. So now I'm going to make this square purple. I'm making it purple because the 16 is purple. Okay, so this is how the color code comes into play here. Okay, so how I look at it is that I want to look for a color that hasn't come up in a little while. Okay, so here with the numbers of 1 through 9, you can see that a purple, orange, red, green. Okay, so where is a blue? So here's a blue number. This hasn't come up in a little while. Okay, so this square right here, this is good for 5 drawings. And I made it 5 drawings just so it's easier to count. Okay, so here it is, the blue, it hasn't come up in 1, and now 5 is 6, 5 more is 11, 12 drawings here. Okay, so now I'm going to look at my game card to find out, well, I guess this wasn't a good example because I just got rid of all the blue numbers. Okay, but a blue number would have been in the 6, would have been the 6 or the 9 within these 1 through 9 numbers. Okay, so I don't think any blue numbers are going to come up, so this was kind of like a bad example, but let's move on to something else. Okay, so here again I see red, orange, green, purple. I don't see any blue. Finally, here's a blue number right here, so it's been 5, 10, 15, 16 drawings. Again, I don't believe any blue numbers are going to come up. So here with the 20s, I see red, orange, green, blue, purple, all 5 colors are right here, so that's really no big help. The 30s, red, orange, green, blue, here's the purple, so again, no big help. So with the 40s, I got green, blue, red, orange, purple, so here's all the colors as well, so again, no big help. Here in the 50s, I got red, orange, blue, purple. I don't see any green. So here's finally a green number. It's been 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26 drawings since a green number has come up in the 50s. So let's take a look at the game card. And I see the 52 and the 59 are green. Okay, so again, a green number hasn't come up in the individual numbers here for 26 drawings. So maybe that 52 or the 59 will be coming up in tonight's drawing or really soon. Okay, so looking at the 60 numbers, I see red, orange, green, blue, purple. They're all right here. Okay, so how I use this as well is, again, I know that there's 7 of these groups and there's only 5 correct winning Powerball numbers. So I know that 2 of these groups cannot have a winning Powerball number to it. So the strategy is try to correctly guess what group will not be coming up and eliminate those numbers off of the game card. Okay, so for me, I'm looking at these 20s. Okay, so again, I broke this down into 5 drawings, so I got position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm looking at this as position 2, and I look down and I see that there was a hit here in this position 2, hit here in this position 2, another hit in position 2, another hit in position 2, and then finally there's no hits here. Okay, so this doesn't happen very often, compared to the others. So I'm going to predict that it's finally gonna miss here. Went 4 in a row in this position 2, and I'm gonna predict that it's not gonna go 5, or I'm gonna bet my $3 it's not gonna go 5. So I'm going to eliminate these 20 numbers off of my game card. So the 20 is already gone, so I'll get rid of the 21, 22, the 23 to the 26. The 27 is already gone, so the 28 and 29. So I'll get rid of those numbers, and hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so again, if I've made the correct pick so far, and none of these blocked out numbers come up, then the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers still have to be left here on my game card as a highlighted number. Okay, so moving on to my groups, here's my next strategy. Okay, so you can see that I'm kind of stretching things out here. And what I mean by that is, maybe you heard the saying divide and conquer. Okay, so this is my way of dividing, and I hope to conquer each one of these separately. Okay, so this is what I call group 4. And I basically call it group 4 because I divided all 69 numbers into 4 different color groups. Okay, so I'm just going to update this so you get a visual. Okay, so the 16 came up, so that's in red. So I'm going to mark this 1. That represents that 16. And then the 28 was in blue right here. So there's 1 in the blue area. And then the 49 is in orange. The 51 is in orange, and the 55 is in green. So I had 2 hits in the orange and 1 hit in the green. Okay, so over here, I say how many color groups did it hit? It hit all 4 of them. And where's the majority? Is the majority on the right side or the left side? The majority is on the right side, so I colored this 4 green. If the majority is on the left side, I would color this 4 red, just to give me some separation. Okay, so I only go 3 at a time. And now I'm going to color this dark green because it shows me that that was the majority of things. Okay, so here I have 3 hits. 3 hits, so I'm going to color this a dark red. And here I only got 2 out of 3 hits, so I'm going to color it a light red. Again, just to give me some separation. Okay, so you can see down here I had 2 misses and a hit, so I color it a light blue. And here you can see a 000 where I color this a dark blue. Again, just to give me some separation, I want to look at this in, you know, when it comes to this stage of having 2 hits and I'm putting up the 3rd hit here, the 3rd number, I'm going to put a color to it. So, you know, it kind of gives me an advantage. Okay, so over here, how many blue marks came up? I had no blue marks, so I'm going to put a 0. And over here, how many triple hits did I have? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can see that, you know, triple hits come up a lot, and this is how I use this game. I look at it and say, okay, if there's going to be a triple hit, then one of these numbers will be coming up in that area. Okay, so I have 7 of these option cards, which I already updated. And then at the end, I have an overview of what happened with all 7 option cards. Okay, so here with this one, I had 14 of these triple hits. And over here, the red and the green had every option card have a hit to it. Okay, so I like to keep track of that. So if I could correctly guess, like let's say this orange has a 7-0 to it, that means all 7 of these option cards will have a hit to it in the orange area. I look at it and say, okay, let's take a look at the orange areas and find out what they are. Okay, so that's part of it. And then I have a group 6, where again I divided things into 6 different color groups. So the big advantage to that is I know that there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers, so I know that one of these groups cannot have a winning Powerball number to it. And then I have group 8, where I know that 3 of these color groups cannot have a winning Powerball number to it. And then I have group 10, where I know that 5 of these groups cannot have a winning Powerball number to it. Okay, so you can tell that they're all even, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And the reason why is because I want to know where the majority of numbers have been hitting. Is it the right side or the left side? Okay, so if I see something like this where it's been like really red, that tells me that the majority of the numbers have been coming up over here to the left side. So I'm probably going to take a look over here to pick where I think the numbers are going to come up. Okay, so if I think the majority of the numbers for this drawing are going to come up on this right side, I'm going to look at the left side to pick where I think the 0 is going to be. And that's the strategy. I want to pick where the 0 is going to be, like this blue. And if I say, hey, I don't think any blue numbers are going to come up, I'm going to get rid of these blue numbers off of my game card. Okay, so I have Powerball number 2 as well. And I'm going to update this one real quick. Again, it was the 16, which is green. The 28's in orange. The 49's red. The 51 is blue. And the 55 is blue. Okay, so I had one in the red. Or did I? Okay, the 16 was green. The 28 was orange. The 49 was red. And the 51, 55 were blue. So I had 2 in the blue. Okay, so I hit all 4. Again, the majority of the numbers are over here to the left side, so I'm going to color this 4 red. And this is it. So you can see that I have at least one number here. As when I go back to the original, you can see I have no numbers at the top right now. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Powerball number 3. And I'm going to update this one as well. So again, it was the 16 in pink. And the 28's in pink as well. So I had 2 in the pink. Then the 49 is light blue. So I'm going to put a 1 here in the light blue. Then the 51 is blue and the 55 is orange. So I had 1 in the blue and 1 in the orange. So I had no winning Powerball numbers in the red area, no winning Powerball numbers in the green, no winning Powerball numbers in the purple, no winning Powerball numbers in the yellow, no winning Powerball numbers in the turquoise, and no winning Powerball numbers in the brown. I had 4 total hits in the color areas. It was pink, light blue, blue, and orange. But now the big thing is with this one, I got 2 numbers at the top. So now with this drawing coming up, I'm going to be putting a 3rd number in, and now I'm going to be putting in colors. Okay, so this is the advantage right now. Okay, so I actually hit 1, 2, 3, 4. The majority of the numbers were over here to the right side, so I'm going to keep this 4 green. So now I ask myself, okay, what is this number going to be? Is it going to be a green number or is it going to be a red number? Okay, so that's the question, and looking at this, now I just want to say I'm going to start in with this one, okay? I'm going to start in with this Powerball number 3 because it has 2 numbers at the top. Okay, so I have 3A, which this is a 10 color group, so I got 3 of these option cards, and then I have the overview. Okay, I have the same with 3B. Again, I have 3 option cards with an overview, and then I have 3C again with 3 option cards with an overview. Then I got 6A, where I divided things into a 6 color group again. I have 3 of these option cards with an overview. And then I got 6B with 3 of these option cards and an overview. And that's all I have for Powerball number 3. Okay, so Powerball number 2, I got a group 4. I got 3 group 8s here. Again, with just 3 option cards and an overview. And then I also have a group 10 as well in this Powerball number 2. Okay, so again, I have Powerball number 1 where I have 4, 6, 8, and 10 as well. Okay, so I have all these option cards to choose from. Okay, and I gave myself a bunch of option cards so I could, let's say, cherry pick all 3 of them. Okay, so again, I'm going to start in with this one. Okay, group 3A. And again, I'm starting with this because this has the advantage of 2 numbers at the top. Okay, so over here, I'm looking at this 000. And you can see that the majority of the time, a 000 comes up. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 options here for a 000. And you know, I'm looking at this purple. Here's a 000 that just came up. The brown, here's a 000 that just came up. The light blue, here's a 000. And I'm looking at this blue, and there's never been a 000 here. Okay, so I'm thinking, hey, hopefully it's due to have a 000, and I'm going to go with this one. Okay, so I'm going to mark it blue. So I mark it blue where I think it's going to be a miss, and I mark it red where I think it's going to be a hit. Like right here in this pink, I'm kind of thinking that it's going to be a hit. So I'm going to mark it red. Okay, so I'm looking at this pink and I'm saying, okay, either the 1, 10, 20, 28, 29, 52, or 64 are going to come up if I made the correct pick. Okay, so again, if I made the correct pick here, one of these 7 numbers are going to be coming up in this drawing. Okay, so I'm hoping that the triple blue is going to have a triple. I'm hoping that the blue is going to have a 000 to it. So I'm going to get rid of all the blue numbers off of my game card. And the thing about it that I really don't like is that all these blue numbers are odd numbers, and I think the majority of odd numbers are going to come up. But hey, there's lots of numbers, so I'm going to get rid of them. It's the 5, 7, 9, 15, 17, 35, 65. So I'm going to go back to my game card. I'm going to get rid of the 5, 7, 9, 15, 17, 35, 65. I'll get rid of those, and hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on. Okay, option card number 2, again, what do I have for 000s for opportunities? I got the purple and the turquoise. You can see that this has been green, which means the majority of the numbers have been coming up over here to the right side. So I'm thinking that this number here is going to be a red number. And this red kind of looks pretty good. As far as having a hit to it, so I think either the 6, 7, 37, 45, 48, 49, 57, I'm thinking that one of these 7 numbers will be coming up in the lottery. Okay, so I'm going to go with turquoise. I'm going to say that no turquoise numbers are going to come up, so I'm going to get rid of the 2, 14, 23, 31, 54, 61, 62 off of my game card. So I'll get rid of the 2, 31, 54, 61, 62. So I'll get rid of those numbers, and hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on. Again, what do I have for a 000 opportunity? I got the red, green, turquoise, and brown. You can see a 000 just came up in the red, one in the green, the turquoise. Pretty much all of them have been coming up here, so it kind of makes it a little bit harder. So looking at this, I see lots of red. I'm thinking that this is going to be a green number, which means I think the majority of the numbers will be over here to the right side. So over here with this red, I'm looking at, hey, I see 1, 2 000s. And with the green, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. The turquoise, I got 1, 2, 3. And the brown, I got 1, 2, 3 as well. Okay, so since this only has 2 000s, I'm thinking that maybe it's due to have the third 000 here to it. Okay, so I'm going to go with this red. Now the reason why I mark it blue like this is so when I'm updating it, I could look at this and I say, hey, I got this correct, none of these red numbers came up, or one of these numbers came up and burned me. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the 3, 4, 13, 23, 31, 32, 34. So again, I get rid of the 3, 4, 13. I know that it was the 34. Yeah, 31, 32 as well. Okay, so I'll get rid of that 32 as well. Okay, so again, if I made the correct picks and none of these blocked out numbers come up, then the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers still have to be on my game card as a highlighted number. Okay, so moving on. I want to just take a quick look and see if I think there's going to be a hit here. Nothing really stands out. So I'm going to move on. Okay, so this is the overview of things. Okay, so what I look for here is this 03. So this means out of all 3 option cards in the red area, all 3 of them had a 0 to it. Okay, so I look for the one that hasn't come up in a while. So here you can see it's pretty close to the top. The blue, fairly close. Orange, fairly close. Green, purple, all fairly close. The only one that's really not is this brown, but that's not really deep enough for me to choose. So I'm just going to leave this alone, and I'm going to move on to Group 3B. Again, where I have the advantage here, I have 3 option cards. And then I have the overview, and I'm going to take a look at the overview real quick. So here at the red, a 03 is pretty close to the top. Orange, green, purple, yellow, turquoise, pink, brown, light blue, all pretty close except for this blue way down here. So when's it going to come up to the top like the rest of them? Okay, so I'm going to pick this blue. So that means with all 3 option cards, I'm going to get rid of the blue numbers. Okay, so option card number 1, I'm going to go for, and I'm going to get rid of the 62 to the 68 off of my game card. So I'll get rid of the 63, 64, 67, 60, 66, 67, 68. I'll get rid of those numbers and hopefully they do not come up. Okay, so moving on. Option card number 2. Again, I'm going to go with the blue. I think all 3 option cards will have a 0 to it. So I'm going to get rid of the 4, 12, 20, 27, 39, 49, 59. So I'll get rid of the 12, 39, 49, 59. And again, hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on. Option card number 3, I'm going to go with blue as well. The 3 to the 21 and then the 40 to the 67. Excuse me. There's no numbers here. So I'm going to get rid of the 58. And hopefully that 58 does not come up. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the option cards as an individual basis here. I'm looking for the 000. So here with option card number 1, I got a opportunity here in the red, purple, turquoise, pink, brown, and light blue. Looking at this, I see a bunch of red right here, so I'm thinking that this number is going to be green, which means I believe that majority of the numbers are going to come up here on the right side. Okay, so again, I'm looking at this red saying, okay, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 000s, and over here with the purple I only see 2. So hopefully it's due to have a third one, and I'm going to go with purple. So I'm going to get rid of the 1 to the 27 and then the 41, 50, 59. So I'll get rid of the 1, 10, 19, 41, 50. So that knocks out 5 numbers, so that's good. Hopefully I got them correct, and those numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Again, what do I have for a 000 opportunity? I got the green, yellow, brown. And looking at the history of where things have landed, I see a single red, single red, single red, single red. Maybe it's due to double up. I'm thinking that this is going to be a red number. Kind of like to have a hit over here with this in the red area. So I got the 5, 15. I like that they're mostly all odd numbers. 5, 15, 25, 34, 35, 45, 55. And there's that 55. Maybe that 55 will come right back up again. You know, it just came up, but it was purple. That means purple number hasn't come up in a long time. And sometimes the number just gets hot. So it comes up and it comes right back up like this 11. Okay, so kind of liking that 55. And let's move on. Kind of liking this light blue to have a hit as well. Well, I'm going to mark this red. So again, this red mark means I think that one of these red numbers will be coming up in the drawing. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. This is why I gave myself so many option cards, so I could again cherry pick through these things. Okay, so what do I have for 000 options? I got the red, pink, brown. Looking at this, I think the majority has been in the red, so I'm kind of thinking that this number is going to be a green number, which again means I think the majority of the numbers will be over here. I don't like how many triple zeros are over here in the red. So I think I'm done with this one, and I'm going to move on to group 3C. Okay, so again, I'm going to go right to the overview. Okay, this red, this 03 is pretty low. See, all the rest of the 03s are pretty much to the top. Not sure if I like it though, so I'm just gonna go by the individuals. Okay, so what do I have for a 03 opportunity? I got the red, green, purple. Looking over here, I see the majority has been red, so I'm kind of thinking that this is going to be a green number, which I'm thinking this pink may have a hit to it here. So what do I got? I got all even numbers. 4, 14, 16, 28, 30, 32, 34. Oh, there's that 16. The 16 and 30 I still have on my game card. Okay, so I'm gonna go for this red. I'm gonna get rid of all the red numbers here. The 8, 26, 31, 69. So I'll get rid of the 8 and the 69. And then the 35, 53, 65. So I'll get rid of the 53. And again, hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on. What do I have for a 000 opportunity? I got the purple, pink, and brown. You can see this pink hasn't had the 000 come up in a while. So I'm going to go for that. I'm going to get rid of the pink numbers. Again, it was the 2, 10, 37, 46, 61. So I'll get rid of the 37. And then the 43 I noticed. And the 68 is gone. Okay, so I'm getting down there. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 numbers. Okay, so the reason why I believe in this game so much is because one time, a couple years ago actually, I reduced the numbers down to 10 numbers, and the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers landed within those 10 numbers. Okay, I only got 2 of them correct that day. But I looked at it and said, wow, I gave myself a much better chance at winning a really good prize. So again, this is why I believe in this game. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so where's my 000 opportunities? I got it here in the purple and the brown. Looking over here, I kind of think that this is going to be a red number, which means I think the majority will be over here. So I'm gonna go with this brown. And I get rid of the 44 to the 48 and the 61, 62. So I'll get rid of the 44 and hopefully that 44 does not come up. Okay, so moving on to 6A. Now, how I want to use this is, again, I want to eliminate numbers, of course. But with this, the 000 doesn't come up as much, but a triple hit does come up a lot. Okay, so what do I have for options for triple hits? I got the green and I got the yellow. And I'm looking at this, seeing all this red, which means that the majority of the numbers have been coming up over here on the left side. So I think that this number is going to be green. And I kind of like all three of them, to tell you the truth. But let's just go with the yellow. Let's see what I have here. I got the 1, 10, 11, 21, 27, 29, 30. Hey, there's that 30 again. I got the 11, which has been really hot. Maybe it will stay hot. Plus, I like it that it's an odd number. And then I got the 39, 49, 59, 69, 58. And I got no numbers there, so kind of liking the 11 and the 30. Okay, so moving on. Before I do, I'm looking at this blue. This blue caught my eye. I got a single blue, single blue, single blue, single blue. When's it gonna double up like this or this or this? All the other ones have doubled up. When's this blue gonna double up? Well, I'll get rid of the 55, so I don't like that, so I'm gonna move on. Again, this blue has caught my eye with this long red streak. When's it gonna be blue? And for a triple hit, I have it here in the orange. So let's see what I have. The 20, there's that 30 again. So I'm really kind of liking that 30. Okay, I'm going to move on. What do I have for a triple hit? I got the blue, the orange, and that's it. Okay, I really don't like this one, so I'm going to move on. Oh, that's all I got, just a 3. Okay, so Group 6B. Kind of like this red to have a 0 to it right here. You can see it's been really red over here. So I'm thinking that this is going to be a green number. Which I kind of like the yellow. So the one that sticks out is the 5160. If I pick this red, I'll be getting rid of that 16 and the 30, so I don't like that. I got the red for a triple hit, the green and the yellow. Kind of liking this green here. There's that 16 again. Wouldn't mind seeing this purple have the 000 here. I don't believe that there's any numbers left. Actually, I do have the 38. The 38 and the 56. The purple has just been so hot through here, though. I'm just, what gets hot usually becomes cold eventually. So when's it gonna become cold? I'm gonna go for it here. Hopefully it will be cold, and I'm gonna get rid of that 3856 because they're both even numbers, and I think the majority of the numbers will be odd. Okay, so looking at this, I got the 11, which is odd. I got the 51 and the 55, which is odd. Okay, so I'm gonna protect those numbers, which means if I pick a color group and it happens, I pick a color group to eliminate the numbers and it happens to have the 11, 51, 55, I'm gonna say nope. Okay, so moving on. So that's it for my Powerball number 3. So now I'm going to go to Powerball number 2, where I have at least one number at the top, which gives me some kind of clue of what's going on here. Okay. Excuse me. So I'm going to start in with this group 10. Excuse me again. Instead of group 4, because this group 10 will give me much better odds. Much better odds of getting it correct. Okay, so again, a 000 usually comes up. So I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 opportunities for a 000. Again, which one hasn't come up? It's looking like this brown. See, I can't take the brown because that would get rid of the 11, so I don't like that. So I'm going to move on. Here, a bunch of red, so I'm thinking that the majority of the numbers will be on this side. Maybe even this turquoise. I don't see any numbers, so hopefully not. Well, here's this green. I'm thinking that there's going to be a hit, and I see the 51 there, so hopefully. Okay, I see a bunch of red, so I'm thinking that the majority of the numbers will be over here to the right side. Kind of like this yellow and the pink to have a hit to it. Well, the pink has the 16 and the 51. This yellow has the 55. Now I'm looking at this turquoise, and what I noticed that you see the single hit, single hit, single hit, single hit, single. When's it gonna double up, like over here or over here? So what do I have for a turquoise number? I think the only one left is that 52. So I really have to make a decision here because I like the 11, I like the 51, I like the 55, I like the 16, I like the 30, and I like the 52. So I'm going to get rid of the 3660. That'll give me a 2-color combination, so hopefully this 2 will just double right up. Just seeing if it's ever happened before. Not really. I look at it and say, hey, if it's never happened before, then maybe it's due to happen. Okay, so I got to get it down to one last number here. I got 6 numbers. I need 5. So I'm going to go to the overview and see if a 03 hasn't come up in a little while. I'm looking at this turquoise. 03 hasn't come up, where all the other ones have come up pretty recently. So let's take a look at those turquoise. I don't see any numbers that I could get rid of. Still no numbers. And here's the one where I said I think that this is going to be a hit. So I don't like that. So I'm going to go back to the original. I'm going to go to group 10. Even though I got no numbers at the top here, I'm going to go to the overview and see if I can't see if there's been a 03 that hasn't come up in a while. Okay, so one thing that I see is this red. Look at finally doubled up here, but look how many single blue marks there are with the 03. So maybe this is due to double up. So I'm going to look at the red areas. I know all those numbers are gone. No numbers there as well. And there's the 16. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of the 16. So I'm going to go with the 11, 30, 51, 52, 55. Okay, so I kind of like that 52 because I said in the individual numbers. A green number hasn't come up in the 50s in a while. 26 drawings. So hopefully that 52 will be coming up. Okay, so now it's time to pick a Powerball number. Okay, so there's 26 Powerball numbers, red numbers. So over here on this side, I just divided the numbers in 2. So if you see a blue number, that's low, 1 to 13. And if you see a red number, that's high, 14 and 26. Over here on this side, I divided it into odds and evens. So if you see a red number, that's odds. If you see a black number, that's evens. Okay, so this helps me out looking at this saying, okay, look how many odd numbers have been coming up recently. When's it going to be the majority of even numbers? Okay, so another thing that I noticed with this, I look at patterns. And I'm going to start with the 6 here. You can see that the 6 came up, then the 17, then the 6 came up again. That pattern comes up fairly often. Here it is with the 25, the 7, then the 25 came up again. Here it is with the 23, the 13 came up, then the 23 again. So that pattern hasn't come up in a little while. So I'm thinking that, again, the 26 came up, then the 23, and now I'm thinking that the 26 is going to come up for an even number. Actually a high even number. I think that this is going to be red as well, because of this blue streak right here. So maybe this will go on a red streak. Okay, so I'm going to go with the 26. Okay, so the Powerball number 26. Okay, so just like Sherlock Holmes would say here, so like Sherlock Holmes would say, it's a matter of deduction. So if these blocked out numbers don't come up, then these 5 highlighted numbers have to come up. Okay, so let's go over the odds real quick. The odds to get all 5 white balls and the red ball, the grand prize, which is 143 million right now. The grand prize, the odds of winning it are 1 in 292 million. Okay, my game is geared up for the white ball numbers. Okay, so the odds of getting just the 5 white ball numbers correct are 1 in 11,688,000. Okay, so in other words, you can make nearly 12 million 5-number combinations out of 69 numbers. Okay, so I don't want to say that this is going to be easy to do. Okay, so another great prize would be 4 white ball numbers and a red ball. That pays 50,000, plus the power play if you play it, and you can see that the odds are just about 1 in a million. Okay, so a budget. Okay, I want to know how much I'm spending. So if I spend $3 per drawing, there's 3 drawings per week. That will equal out to $468 per year that I will spend on my game Decoding the Powerball. Okay, so in closing, I just want to thank you for watching. Again, you can support my game through my Patreon page at patreon.com/Decoding the Powerball. And if you'd like to give me any feedback, then please email me at decodingpowerball@gmail.com. Again, there's no "the" in there. It's just decodingpowerball@gmail.com. And as always, with 140-something million on the line here, I want to wish you the best of luck with your picks.